All right, what's your name?
Daniel Gonzalez.
Danny, what is your best year at Vivint?
Best year was last year, 300 EFP, and then FP was 268.
Okay. And what was your first year at Vivint?
First year did 29 sales, and EFP was like 30.
Okay. So it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
And then your second year, what did you do?
Second year was 126 FP, and then I don't remember the EFP on that, but I made six figures that year.
So, there's a lot of people that they sell 29 accounts. They don't even come back. What did you see as to why you came back?
I think for me, it was the team. So like, I knew that I could have done a lot better than I did. And I kind of had like a chip on my shoulder from that first year. So it's just kind of stuck with me. And then I looked at the people and I knew it was real. Like I saw what they did and I knew if they could do it, I could do it. I just had to figure it out.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think you're at Vivint because Vivint is your only choice. You're a sharp guy. You're clean cut. You could probably go do a lot of jobs. Why have you stayed here?
Vivint, I think the reason that I've stayed here, it's the work-life balance. So like for me, I started when I was in college, and six-figure opportunities, like I feel like that's what everyone wants to have, but I feel like they jump around to different places. Like for me, I found Vivint and I saw like Alex doing it. So, he was probably my closest friend at the time. He kept crushing it. I was like, I'm going to do the same thing.
Did you graduate from college?
I did, yeah.
Okay. So of the people that you graduated with, what percent of them are making within 50% or 50 grand of what you're making?
50 grand of what I'm making?
Yeah.
Probably, maybe one person.
Okay.
I don't even think one person
Sure.
that I know of.
I think people have this illusion that like everybody once they're out of college is just making six figures, and that's just like not the case. So what helped you tangibly get better from year one at 29 accounts to over 100?
I think the biggest thing was like doing the preseason and then showing up. So like I had to make a lot of sacrifices from my first to my second year. So like one of them was probably cutting out distractions, and like every 11 a.m. I was at the trainings.
What's a distraction you cut out?
So partying was probably the biggest one. I was 19 when I started, so you're in college and you're on top of the world, but I just realized that that phase isn't going to be like, it's not going to set me up for a good future. So I just kind of like cut that out, the drinking, partying, and then I would wake up, come to the trainings. I wouldn't stay out late, and I was getting advice from other people. I was training with Alex a lot, and then just hearing different inputs, I think, is what helped me.
So the average assistant manager probably goes to under 5 preseason trainings, 11 AMs. Maybe you've got a couple that do 10. How many did you go to?
I think everyone. My second year, I went to every single one. And then third year, I was probably at, at over 80%.
So just to be really clear, we're talking November 1st till April.
Yeah.
And there's 5 of them per week, Tuesday through Friday, or 4 of them per week. You're saying you went to all of them.
Maybe I missed like a couple, like a handful, but my effort was to go to every single one. So like Alex told me, he's like, you got to hear from these people. Like they sell way more than you did. And I sold 29. So I was like, if they're selling more, I might as well find out. And I would bring a notebook and a pen, and I would just have their name, whoever was talking, and then what helped them. And it just like, I got a bunch of stuff from different people. And like, that's what made me sell 30 in the preseason. So like I beat my summer from my first year to my second year.
So you sold 29 your first summer.
Yeah.
And then in preseason going into your second year, you did 30 accounts.
Yeah, that's right.
What days were you knocking?
I was knocking, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday was pretty consistent. Minimum was Friday, Saturday. So you have to like make sacrifices with that too. But I wouldn't be going out as much. And it was also like I had to tell my friends no. So if they invite me to do something, like work comes first. And I just was like committed
Sure.
to learning.
Where's the disconnect from other people where, you opened this up by saying you did preseason or you do preseason, but when you said that, doing preseason is so different for the top performers versus the bottom 50%. Like it's night and day. What do you see the top people doing in preseason versus the bottom half?
Yeah. So I think the top people are gonna knock minimum Friday, Saturdays. In my opinion, like I don't see anyone that's in the top 10 that's not knocking a Friday and Saturday. And maybe they're just doing a Saturday if they have an exception, but I would say it's 2 days minimum of knocking, and then also like recruiting, because the top guys are the ones that recruit, and like if you have guys that show up in the office, you're gonna end up showing up. So it's like if you don't have any team, it's hard for you to come by yourself to the office and like no one's holding you accountable.
But you did that your second year.
I did that, and I think for me it was just being really disciplined.
But what would you say to the mentality of, Danny, like, I don't want to go to the 11 a.m. trainings, like,
Yeah.
40. I just did summer. I just did 20 weeks. I did
Yeah.
20 weeks, and I did part of extended.
Yeah.
What's
I
your
mean,
response?
I would say just don't get content. Like just remember before when you didn't have money, and treat the summer like yeah, you did good, but like there's another season. You're at zero sales, and if you really want to compete and people to know your name and stuff, like you have to put in the work. And like I think that there's really, we already had 2 months off. So like those people that say they're burnt out or 20 weeks is too hard, I mean, they just don't have the routines. Because if they had the routines, like I'm energized. I'm ready when preseason starts, and it's like I'm working hard, Friday, Saturday, the whole preseason.
When do you wake up and go to bed?
So, I mean, I'm pretty consistent with that, even in the off season.
I've heard you're militant.
Yeah, 11 to 12, non-negotiable. I'm going to bed. Anytime
Okay.
in between 11 and 12. 12 is the latest, 11's early if I worked out hard, and then I wake up 8:30.
Okay.
So
That's very manageable.
yeah.
Everybody listening to this should be like, I think they were expecting you to say, I go to bed at 9:30 and I wake up at
5 a.m.
3:30 or something crazy. But
No,
that's
no.
a pretty realistic thing.
It's easy
So what do you think about the people waking up at 11:45 in preseason?
in the morning.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Again, that is a chunk of people.
Yeah, I think that they have to like look at their phone time, their screen times, and like figure out why they're scrolling on Instagram, or if they're going out, start telling people no, and care for themselves a little more.
Sure.
Because it's like your sleep is literally how you recover, and it's like if you have a bad sleep schedule, you're screwed for the day. You're not only ruining that night, but you're ruining the next day. And
What does no sound like?
just telling people those 2 letters. It's pretty easy.
So give me an example. A buddy texts you, "Hey Danny, let's go out. It's Friday night. What are you saying?
Are they on my team or they're not?
Let's however you want to take it.
Random person.
Yeah, your buddy.
Okay, I'd be like, dude, I can't tomorrow. I work at 10 a.m. But let me know next time. Maybe we can grab food during the day. I would just tell them no in a nice way.
Sure.
And like, I don't think you have to be a dick about it, but like, it's like you have to also respect yourself first.
Sure.
And like saying yes to like whenever people invite you to things, like you're on everyone else's schedule. It's like if not, you have to have your own.
Yeah. People are afraid to say no because they view it as being mean. Do you think that's true or no?
No, I don't think so. Not at all. Okay. I think it's respecting yourself, right?
Yeah.
And like a person that says no, they're actually going to respect more.
And I would imagine that the person that texts you on Friday, if you're like, hey, every Saturday I work, that person will slowly stop texting you on Friday nights.
100%. 100%. They'll stop texting you, and they're also going to be like, wow, this guy's focused.
Yeah.
This guy has something that he cares about.
It's very attractive. People think that to lead, you can just perform in personal sales. And like, yeah, that's an element to it. But people want to be around people that push them, people that make them feel uncomfortable, people that are saying no when 85% of people are saying yes. So I think that's great that you've cultivated that. So speaking to recruiting, what does cold recruiting look like for you?
So cold recruiting is on campus for me, but it's also everywhere. So I remember one time actually, you were in the sauna. I don't know if you remember, but it was in LA Fitness, and this was probably like my second or third year. And I heard you cold recruit someone, and you talked about like recruiting all the time. And I was in the sauna. I was like, wow, that was easy.
If they're in the sauna, they're stuck with me. They're getting a cold
That's what I do.
recruit.
Yeah, that's what I do every time now.
That's great.
Sauna talks is like my recruiting.
Sure.
There's a young person in the sauna. He's stuck with me. So I have, 10, 15 minutes to make a homie. And
That's
then
hilarious.
hopefully he sticks it out. So the gym is the best spot, in
Okay.
my opinion. But like you can't overdo it.
Do you have a principle that, okay, you go to the gym, you've got to get 3 numbers, you got to talk to 5 people? Like what is What's your way of like quantifying that?
I think that's really good. I know you said that you have like 2 or 3 gym memberships, and like that's something I should do. But honestly, for me, it's like I'm probably at least doing one person that I'm talking to in the gym. I don't overdo it because I'm also there to like work out.
100%.
But especially because I go to that gym so consistently. So if it was a gym that I only went to for recruiting, I would talk to like 5 people every time.
Sure. But even 5 people, that's not that much. Like that's doable.
Right.
And to be able to say, hey, I can't leave the gym until I talk to just one person. Like that's a very manageable.
Oh, 100%.
That's not like an unrealistic thing.
And you do that for a whole week. Maybe, you know, one of them comes out on a Saturday and they shot at you. And, you know, if you get him to see a sale, then you probably have one recruit a week just from going to the gym and, you know, talking to people.
Sure.
I think it's pretty easy. And those are the people that you want because like they're disciplined.
Talk more about your schedule. So Alex talks about how maybe he's saying this in a hyperbolic sense, but he's like, Danny gets the same haircut at the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
And I heard that the haircut guy like raised his prices like $2 and you negotiate him back to the original price. But what other things do you do that from a schedule standpoint keeps you on track?
Yeah, I mean the summer is just so dialed in. So it's like I want to feel the same way every single time. So on Sunday, I actually feel like that's what changed this summer from my last summer was my Sunday routine. So like I'm waking up and, you know, I'm going to church. So I'm feeling good inside. I'm working out. Physically, I feel good. And then, you know, I'm getting the haircuts. I feel like I just feel like if you look good, you're going to do good, right?
Sure.
So I do it at the same time because it's like I don't have to think of what I'm doing. It's like my body's accustomed to it. So like the whole 20 weeks, nothing changes. So that's how I feel like it has the most success. Because it used to be like, oh, I'd go out Saturday night, wake up on Sunday hungover, and then I have to knock on Monday.
Sure.
And my Sunday routine sucks.
So you've worked intimately with 2 really high performers, Zach Stewart and Alex Garber.
Yeah.
What do they do that you observe that's just really unique that puts them in that position?
So Alex's systems, like Alex has really good, he has a really good way of reaching out to everyone and staying organized. So I think that like for me, that's the one thing I noticed. He's always on work mode. So it's kind of like work-life balance, but like he's like work.
Sure.
Like even when we're on, you know, team trips or stuff, he's talking about what we should be doing with working. So it's like he's 100% committed. And I think some people they have the off season and they just turn it off. So he's always 100% on. And then Zach does pretty much everything good, but it's like the really basics. So I feel like Zach is, you know, a savage at recruiting. He's really good at selling. And I think for him, it's his competitiveness. So like, I know he hates losing. Like I've seen it and like his whole face will get red. He's mad. He hates losing. So I think he's competitive to another level.
Interesting.
That's probably Zach's thing.
So you're speaking kind of in general terms when you talk about, you know, Alex being always in work mode and Zach being competitive. And, you know, I think there's a lot of people that would watch that and be like, all right, well, that's kind of obvious. So give the comparison on the other direction. What does that look like for the manager that has no systems, that's not in work mode? What is that like? What does that manager look like? What are you seeing? If you could observe that manager, what are they doing different?
Like the opposite of
Yeah.
them?
Correct.
So if they were doing the complete opposite of like Alex,
I mean, there's
Zach?
there's 100 managers in Puma. Alex and Zach are among the top.
Right.
You know, if you did a bell curve, they'd be in the one extreme. There are managers on the other extreme. What are those managers doing?
I think not listening to feedback, like not realizing that they're not working as hard as they could. Because, you know, Alex and Zach sell a lot. And the bottom of the curve is probably like because they're not selling a lot. And if they're not selling a lot, their team's not selling a lot. I feel like it's really simple, or they're not putting in the work in the preseason.
Ding, ding, ding.
So
what does that look like?
I think it's recruiting. You know, this year I'm going to do 2 to 3 days of recruiting every single week. So they don't have a reason to go out there and work. And if they don't have a reason to work, they're not going to sell a lot. And if they're not selling a lot, their team's not selling a lot.
So when you're going to go recruiting, what does that mean?
I'm going to do campus. I'm gonna
Okay.
do campus Wednesday, and then I'm gonna try to do it on Thursday. So if I'm knocking this preseason, I need a shadow. That's gonna be my rule. So anytime I'm knocking, I have a new person shadowing.
That's great.
And if not, then I can't knock. I have to recruit. So,
Okay. And when you go campus recruiting, what are your guidelines? Like you've got to be there at a certain time, you got to leave by a certain time, you got to get a certain number. What does that look like?
I think Neil said it really good yesterday, which I haven't done the best, is 10 to 5. So I'm gonna do it this year. Is go on campus by 10 a.m. and then leave by 5.
Okay.
So just put in the hours. I wouldn't say once I hit a certain number, because some days I might be on fire, some days I might not. It's just like selling on the doors. Like I can't stop selling if I have 2 sales at 5 p.m. Right?
Sure.
I'm gonna go till 9. So it's the same thing. It's like just having a system. Like I'm working from this time to this time, and some days you're gonna hit a bunch of recruits. Some days people might just be mean to you. At your last person, you find a cool guy.
So last question. You're a very positive guy. How did you develop that?
Dude, honestly, I think that, the biggest thing is like obviously my relationship with God. And then I think another one is just like being grateful. So like writing down like my grateful list. I did that probably for like 2 or 3 summers where every single day I was writing down stuff I'm grateful for. And it's like I wake up in the morning and, I thank God I'm awake.
Can you like give us a little window into what that looks like? So you start Dear Diary. How does it start?
No, not Dear Diary, but I'll just say I am grateful for, and then I list it out.
Do it.
So I do it from the top of the page to the bottom. So like I'd say specific things, and I'd be like, not like I'm grateful for being, like you want it to be very specific.
Sure.
So
List a few.
I could say like I'm grateful for, being able to knock with Vivint. I'm grateful for how my summer's going. I'm grateful that I've sold X amount. I'm grateful that this year I'm gonna make X amount. I'm grateful that, today I get to wake up. So it's just you can think of so many things that you're grateful for, and sometimes I'll get stuck on the paper and I'm like, dang, I can't think of something I'm grateful for, and I feel like that's a problem, because like if you can't think of something you're grateful for, like those little last ones are the best ones.
Because you gotta dig in. You gotta feel. You gotta like find something and feel it.
100%. And people that are pessimistic, like they just do worse in the job. So you might as well be optimistic, even if you aren't a person like that. Like I might have been the half glass empty type of guy, and like I just became the half glass full.
So you weren't always this way.
Probably not. Probably not.
You've been smiling for 95% of this interview.
Yeah, I was definitely not like that, honestly.
Okay.
But I'm just happy. Like every day is a blessing, and we just got to go out there and get it.
That's awesome.
That's pretty
Thanks,
much
Danny.
it.
That's
Yeah.
great.